We are off to the races. Raymond returns. Wait, it's another mirror. It's another zoom mirror. But if you guys like zoom mirrors, because here we are again. Running it back. We'll see if Max has what it takes to be the true mirror breaker. But it's also funny that out of Raymond's 4 matches today, 2 of them have been the mirror. Half his matches have been against his own deck.
I don't think I'll be good.
Wow. And the amount of creatures that are in Max's list is low.
Really? Is it that much lower? I mean, he's got the 4 Kavus.
He has 1 Flage, 4
He's got
Kavu.
the 3 Brawlers, 2 Bowmaster, 4 Ragavan, 4 Scion.
He's running 3 copies of Breakout.
Yeah. For like...
A consistent more
haste
2 drops, yeah.
Off the top here. I like that, actually. Breakout's a card that I wish saw more modern play, but Max doesn't need Breakout right now because he's got turn Ragavan. Finally.
It finally happened.
Finally, we have turn 1 Monkey. And Raymond shocking here, I guess, means that he does have the Lightning Bolt to
or
answer.
a Ragavan to match.
Oh, all right. Monkey duels. But this is now our 4th game of Domain Zoo, and still no one has turn 0 ley line.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Come on. Come on.
And we got nothing. Obviously, the best thing for Max right now is just to have a removal spell,
Right?
hit, make the treasure, play another threat, and then put Raymond on the complete back foot. That's always the risk
So
in
is
any
Max on
Ragavan
bolt?
mirror
He is.
match.
He's on 3 bolts, so not the full 4, but yeah,
He has
ideal.
Bowmasters, though. He has
Okay.
Bowmasters.
Yeah, but like the ideal would be the 1 mana removal spell, then you
Yes.
have 2 mana
To play a 2-drop threat, yeah.
Yeah, play 2-drop threat, but if your threat removal is packaged into a Bowmaster, then you hold up
He's
instant
offering the trade.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think twice
No.
as well if I was Raymond. Yeah.
Immediately.
Do I want you to get a little bit of a man advantage? No.
No. Certainly not. Pass. Wow. Okay. Just
What the heck
monkey
is in
trade
Max's hand?
pass. Is Breakout instant?
Sorcery.
Surely not, yeah. And if he had Bowmaster, he would have played it, right? Unless he doesn't have an untapped black
And these
source?
are both Xander's Lounge-based mana bases in the zoo list.
No, okay, so Max does have Blood Crypt. So, I mean, if he had Bowmasters, he could have...
Blood Crypt cannot get fetched by the Flooded Strand.
That's right. Okay, so yeah, maybe he didn't have a untapped black source to Bowmasters here.
So Max's list has Ndotha and Xander's.
Wow.
So he's
Double
on,
Triumph.
So he's on double Triumph and no Arena Glory, which is understandable. He only has 1 copy of Flage. But he's way more in the black spells.
Yeah.
So both of his Triumphs add black
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
with 1 Blood Crypt. So he has Blood Crypt, Breeding Pool split, and he has Steam Vent's Temple Garden split.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, the streak has come to an end though. There's no Final Fantasy cards in this matchup.
I know.
We've had at least 1 in every matchup, but
I'm so sad.
none
Okay,
here.
knowing what we've seen the first 3 rounds, how close do you think my number of 18 unique cards was now?
I still think it's a little generous. I think
You
maybe.
think so?
Well, I was leaning sub 10.
Yeah.
But now I'm leaning over 10. At least.
Yeah.
So 12, 14 maybe. 18, I
33
think is
competitors,
still
6 rounds? You don't think there's 18 unique Final Fantasy cards?
18 cards. I mean, I've certainly seen. I think all the cards I haven't intended to see actually. These are all fantasy cards I did not think that I would see. Right?
I know.
I was like, yeah, I'll
always
see Fire
expect the
Magic
unexpected.
maybe,
Yeah.
right? Like
yeah.
I'll see VV maybe.
Yeah. Some Cecil.
I didn't expect to see like the opera song or whatever it was, right? Or like weird
Or like
demon
weird
Boreal
reanimator
guy.
card target, yeah.
Those are cards I didn't think to see.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, trust me, there's something for every deck in these sets. You just don't even know it because you're not looking for it, right?
Yeah. All right, Max comes down with the second threat, a turn later than I expected, but Scion nonetheless.
So we're going for Xander's Lounge on Raymond's side after the Sacred Foundry. This, to me, shows multiple removal spells,
Yes.
especially in the red base. Because you're not just fetching this and not a green source for no reason.
Yes.
Looks like a Leyland Binding off the top as well.
Basic Mountain, not the greatest land to see here.
No, but these lists definitely need to run a mountain and a plains because of the amount of Harbinger of the Seas.
Yes, yes. Yeah, just with the lands he currently has in play, Mountain's pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a land is a land.
Yeah, I would be concerned as well when it comes to this situation, but yes, you do Tribal Flames for 4, and you fight the counter war if he fetches to fight the counter war.
Yeah.
You need to win this board state. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I've learned from the mirror previously today is that the last threat standing wins in this matchup, honestly.
Absolutely.
So it
And
really
there's not
is
many.
just a battle of kill, get back, kill,
There
get
could
back.
be an Orcish Bowmaster ending this game.
It could be just,
Yeah.
hit you for 2 damage every turn with my 2/1/1s, with my
It is more likely than we
power
both
prep to raise
realize.
the alarm.
Yeah. Raise the alarm and electrolyze. What color would it fit in? How about black?
Yeah. Yeah, Bowmaster's certainly a weird card from a design color pie perspective. It doesn't really feel that black. I don't know
think it
why it
does.
has flash. It
Okay,
should probably have reach.
I will say this: the
You know?
flash did catch me off guard, but I think
Yes.
card drawing and punishment for card drawing has always been black.
I think
It just has always been on the ally side of it. It's like
Okay.
Phyrexian Arena. It's like
Yes.
you draw a card but you lose a life. You draw a card but you lose a life. It's like
okay.
If,
Yeah,
but
I
if
guess
they
they've had like Underworld Dreams
Yeah.
in the past,
Yeah.
right? Like I've sure there's Shielded. That card still feels pretty new to me in the grand scheme of Magic design.
I could see, yeah.
right? In like a new era, but they are pushing a little bit. And like you see it in other.
It's just always been in non-creature form,
yeah,
right? Like it's always
Yes.
been an enchantment-based
So like
thing.
attached to a
But even
dude.
Sign in Blood, like from Fifth Dawn, right?
Yes.
Or like
yeah, it was about punishing yourself.
or
and
sorry,
getting
Night's
cards.
Whisper, technically.
Yes.
Night's Whisper, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sign in Blood was M10, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the combination of drawing cards, losing life has
Yeah.
always been. I draw cards, I lose life.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
So-
you drew cards, you lose life.
So I have not seen this many Neshoba Brawlers in about 9 months. And we got 3 on Max's side,
Yeah.
and we have 2 on Raymond's
the
side.
most
This is the most
amount of
Neshoba
brawlers
Brawlers
in a
you will
single
ever
match.
see. You'll never see this much again. Tune into the channel.
Yeah.
Because you'll never see
This is
many
breaking
Neshoba-
news
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
A 5th Neshoba Brawler has hit the tournament.
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes a lot of sense in Max's list, considering
Yeah.
you can haste him out off,
Yes,
off
off
the
the
top, which is
breakout,
very
yeah.
sweet. Which is
There you
fun,
go, Flash.
because now your breakouts are almost like Tribal Flames copies,
Yeah.
like 5 to 8.
Yeah. So, here we are, the ender of the
Yes,
game.
it is. We have
Raymond is now down to 16.
9, so you have eight turns left
Yeah,
in,
8
in
turns
this game.
left. 8 turns of helixing each other's
Count it.
creatures for the rest
Count
of
it.
the game.
8 turns left.
Oh, geez, is that Aspara's headquarters in Max's list? We have a Xander's Lounge, Aspara's headquarters, and an Endotha Triome.
He's all in. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's
Okay, so the Blood Crypt matches the Spara's headquarters. The Steam Vents, it matches the Endotha Triome. And the Temple Garden off of the Xander's Lounge.
Okay, so he's essentially paired off all his shock lands with a corresponding.
Yes, with a corresponding
So that no
Triome.
matter, what shock he has in hand.
Yeah, he can find-
always find domain, which I mean isn't a bad strategy, but that is a lot of tap lands to have in
Mm-hmm.
your aggressive, deck that kind of curves out
Mm-hmm.
on 2 mana, right?
Yeah.
So Max had just used a Tribal Flames the turn before to dome Raymond in the face, and
Yeah,
he
he has
might
4
be
land types, so this is a 4 mana casted Scion of Draco.
Yeah, but he might be regretting this now that Scion has entered play. Maybe he's going to want that Tribal Flames back in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Might have played too aggressively. He's gonna fetch.
I'm sending you like a 6/6.
There is no surveil.
No surveil lands, really. Okay, so he's
So maybe that's the consequence and
He's
the benefit that he's
trading-
going for. He's
yeah.
trading the surveil consistency for just mana type consistency.
yeah. Which I mean,
Which it benefits in turn 2 in a
Yes,
lot of ways.
yes.
But in situations like this, it may come up as a slight consequence. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's a risky build because I mean the surveillance are really good.
1 to 2 triumphs, I think, is very respectable in
Yes.
a lot of ways. 3 I've never seen. But
Yeah, and
but,
like
but
no
I can
surveillance,
also
like-
understand. I can also understand it's like maybe you can't find one because like there's none in the case here.
True.
What do I do? I'll just put
They're,
another
they're a
triumph.
bit of a hot commodity and an
Yeah.
otherwise
Yeah.
not incredible set.
No. Rest in peace, murders.
Yeah, we hardly knew you.
Well, Raymond can't block here unless he wants to trade his Scion for a Bolt.
That seems like a pretty bad trade. I think you're just taking
Yeah,
two.
you're taking 2.
Yeah, man. I have a personal vendetta, but I'm never gonna forgive Wizards for fucking over the Scry lands. The Scry Temples is hard.
Why?
Because like they could have been so playable, right? Because I mean, I feel like if from the get-go they made the temples have basic land types,
Yep.
we would have already been in this space for a long time.
When
and
the
then-
temples first came out in
Yeah. Theros?
Theros block,
Yeah.
that wasn't a common theme.
No.
To have basic land types on non-basic
Yes.
lands. It was not common whatsoever. Yeah.
It was a bit of an exception.
I think Ikoria like actually very fundamentally changed a lot of that.
Yeah.
I think they first started exploring the mechanic like with Amonkhet with the cycling lands.
Yes.
But
So, all I mean is that they've always been kind of done dirty, and it turns out that if they had just basic land types, people would have been fetching Scry lands for like 10 years, and it would have been awesome.
so Raymond has just decided to slam another Scion and maybe take a different approach to next combat to just block.
So I guess he is.
So he had Wild Nacatl in his hand and he had Stubborn Denial. So I guess there was no other green threat. So like not being able to fetch the green source that one turn is probably very consequential at this point. But
and not attacking there, I guess, means that he is.
that's a dashed Ragavan.
He was not okay with Bolt, but he might be dead to Bolt anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe losing the sign to the Bolt was better than losing the game now, right? He's going to 3. And last card, Lightning Bolt.
Jeez. Max
Alrighty.
drawing hot. Raymond not really progressing with any green source
Yeah.
to make everything work faster for him. So, hey, 3 triumphs looked a lot good there.
It did look pretty good.
This is like, I have my land types to you.
Egg on my face. Apparently, 12 Flames to the face was the move those couple turns before.
Yeah.
I didn't have the foresight to know that the game was going to end in 3, in 2 or 3 more turns after that.
All right.
So.
Same theory.
Yeah, but
we're bringing in consigns. Raymond has more consigns.
Yeah, Max has a bit of a different configuration here. Obviously, I don't think Mage Bane, Lizard, or Charma are any good. And
You know what? I think Charma has some utility.
Okay,
It's
like
just
another
a flying threat. It's just a flying threat.
5 mana 4/4.
Like if you only have consigns, I don't think you're that favored. Like when a deck like Raymond's List has more than just a few consigns, especially like with the cards like Surgical and whatnot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you could just knock them off a color. It's 5 CMC, but you'll
I
knock
guess
them off the
so.
color.
You hit a Triumph and like.
Look at how long these games last. Both
Yeah.
players at 6 mana. Well, 5 or 6 mana. It's like the games don't actually end like quick. You know what I mean? Like if there's just big things clashing,
just
but it
big
doesn't end quick.
fatties
Yeah.
just duking it out. I guess so. Yeah.
I would side in the Obsidian Charmaz and the consigns if I was Max.
Yeah.
I would side in all 5.
Yeah, and given that he's on 3 wear tears, because I mean you can also get a little bit of read in how a player plays based on the cyber configuration, right? So, do you think that 3 wear tear shows that he's inclined to just, bring those in because this is the mirror and there's ley lines of
When your sideboard looks
or
like this, I think you're
right?
forced. Yeah. But once again, I think it's just the science of let's take out the counter spells.
Yes.
Because you can't counterspell a dash Ragavan. You know what I mean? Like there's or you can't counterspell or you can't counterspell most things. And when you do want to counter it, it's a Scion of Draco or a Leyline Binding.
Yeah.
Like so, I would side in those in this situation. Everything else just seems negligible. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah. Especially when like. The tempo of these games doesn't really support counterspells often, where you're tapping up for threat and then they're tapping out to kill your threat.
Yes.
And you have to tap out to play your threat, and then they again tap out to kill your threat, right? Like
or
like vice versa, right? This kind of back and forth of tapping out.
Game 1, play, draw, and counterspells matter so much more.
Yes.
In the second games, in the third games, there's just tons of removal. You ain't.
Yeah, just kill the stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Just kill the stuff or assemble Tron.
Yes.
Like essentially, just like become Voltron and play a Sino Draco with a Leyline of the Guild Pact out.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
which
and
we have not seen this whole damn tournament.
Yes.
But. Hopefully that can change for one of these players in the next game.
Yeah, right. And the only reason that like Consign slips through the cracks is because it does counter Scion.
Yeah.
Right. It acts as a removal spell that also like wins the counter war if you have any extra mana. So you replicate a bunch of times. So like, hey, I have 3 of these. Like, what do you got?
Yeah.
Right. Like,
and Bowmasters did win the game.
Bowmasters did win the game. It did. Like, when you call it, Peter.
It's like I just don't know what to say. It's just like I just see the future. It's just like this is gonna go real bad.
On the wall, this Bowmaster is gonna shoot the shit out of him. He's gonna lose at 2 1-1s.
So who was more surprised in the matchup, that Raymond saw that Max had Neshoba Brawlers, or that Max saw that Raymond had Neshoba Brawlers? It's like, hey, you're on that too.
Yeah. They're both like, I knew I made the right choice.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at us in round 4.
Yeah.
Both of us with our Neshoba Brawlers. We're killing it. But it makes me wonder, though, that if at least Raymond might leave in Spectral Denial, considering that
I just wouldn't.
It does counter the other stuff, right? It's not so narrow as stuff.
I know, but like Consign is just so much more critical when you only have 1 mana up.
Yeah.
Like you have to cut something. I understand that like there's applications towards all these cards, but it's just like the result can be very polarizing if there's not a single Leyline of the Guild Pact out.
Yeah.
Or if there is one, I should say. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think there is, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time. Mulligan. I think they're both keeping.
Yeah.
I guess Max is thinking about this keep.
It is understandable to think about it. He is a little fluttered, but he does have...
Well, no, I think he has 2 lands in hand. One's a fetch, one's a triumph.
I do believe it's 3. I think it's a shock, a fetch, a triumph, a stubborn denial, and a tribal flames.
Leyline has finally entered the battlefield on turn 0.
Yeah, like this is insanely dangerous territory, and the entire dynamic has just changed.
Yeah. So now,
obviously,
Raymond
there's nowhere. There's nowhere turn 1.
Yeah.
So, and it's actually worth wearing turn 1.
Yes.
I would play wear turn 1 over Ragavan if I had the option.
Yeah.
In that situation.
All right. So it's like Max is just playing fetch pass. It was a fun play
his hand seems very reactive.
Yes.
But I think that's what's correct right now. It's like, I have the Leyline out.
Yes.
I just need to start drawing threats.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, exactly.
If I can stall this game out, like I will win eventually, because Leyline just tips the scale that hard, right? So it really
One
is
Scion
now
will
just
change the
Scion
whole
waiting
thing.
room.
Yeah.
But I think Max also had a breakout in hand, so I mean that's also an option on.
They both
turn
kept
2.
Stubborn Denial in. Okay, I wonder what the reasoning would be for that. Because to me, that's the first card you cut, and both players have disagreed with me. So let's see how it plays out.
Right, because like I don't know how efficient it is to try to stub a
Board state's the only thing that matters.
Right?
Board state's the only thing that matters.
Like, why are you fighting on the stack anymore?
I wouldn't.
Right?
Yeah, personally, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But maybe there's something between both lists that we don't understand.
Because it feels like to me that in these zoo lists, the function of these Stubborn Denial cards is to fight other stack-based strategies, right? Like if you're up against blue-black, that's where Stub's really good. Because you're like, here's, game-winning, 5 damage to you.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, counterspell. You're like, well, here's my 1 mana.
Yeah.
No more stack, right?
All right, Raymond is getting insanely aggressive with this one, and is just going to
slam
Leyline Binding. Yeah, is going to go Leyline of the Guild Pact, Leyline Binding, Leyline of the Guild Pact.
So now I guess we see if we get into a stub counter war over this Leyline.
Well, I wouldn't cast Stub because he would just pay it.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's right.
I
I'm
would-
so
I
used
would
to
just
stub
fetch-
just being negate.
No,
you know?
there
But
needs
it is
to be
not
something
just
out there.
negate,
Yeah, there needs
you
to be something
gotta-
out there. Unfortunately,
Gotta
yeah.
have something to play.
You've been traumatized by too many Death Shadows, or what? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Too many.
Oh, yeah.
Too many gourmet anglers and Death
Uh-huh,
Shadows. It's like this card just always stops me.
Look, it's not played very much these days, but
Yeah.
it's certainly played in a modern where it was played a
Yeah,
lot.
for sure.
And let me tell you, the number of times I've tried to resolve a Path to Exile and have it do nothing, it's too many. Stub has scarred me.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like, oh, the Death Shot is a 2/2, I can kill this.
Yeah.
And they go Cycle Street Wraith and then stub you. And you're like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. Well, you're cracking for
You
a
know?
triumph in this situation. Oh, maybe just a shock. Okay.
Sure, I guess.
There's no way there's 2 triumphs in Max's hand, is there? Even so, I would still fetch the third. I would still fetch the come to play tap, unless he's thinking long term, where it's like I may just draw the card and cycle it at some point.
Right. A piece of text I often forget about when it comes to triumphs. You know, they do just have cycling on them for some reason.
Yeah.
Because they weren't good enough already.
No.
They had to also cycle.
So Max is using Arid Mesa. He won't be able to find the breeding pool that generally matches with the Blood Crypt.
Yeah, and he has to go.
It'll be Temple Garden.
Yeah, white-green Temple Garden.
Yeah.
That's
So there won't be any blue source,
no blue, but
there might be a
I
Kavu.
believe if
Yeah.
he does have breakout, this could be the breakout cast here.
Yes.
And that makes a lot of sense to maybe sneak in
Especially in
one
the
of them
face of only like one red source, but it also goes into the face of one blue source, and you open yourself up to your opponent's empty board Stubborn Denial as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, either way,
Yeah, this is a breakout.
Yeah.
It's either I would hope it's a Kavu. There you go.
it's breakout.
breakout. Yeah, this is 100%
We're reading
countered.
cards.
The 100% countered.
Yeah.
Raymond is one brave man for not countering this.
Yeah, because I mean, like, look, this is effectively reads a Kavu you can Stubborn Denial.
Yeah.
And I would 100% Stubborn
Yes,
Denial a Kavu,
absolutely.
Right? Like,
Gain the value you can off of this.
yes.
Yeah. Generally, if there's this is probably a good point to talk about. If you don't know what your opponent's doing and you see a card you really haven't seen before and you start reading, you're like, I don't know what this is about, you have to start evaluating its importance. And
Yes.
if this thing says, I'm getting X amount of consistency, stop it. Whatever you can. He's allowing
He's
it to
gonna
happen.
let it go. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a meme where people are like, I don't know what that says, counterspell, right?
Yes.
Or like, that's too many words, counterspell.
Yes,
But there's
that's
some
my
truth
motto.
to that.
Yeah,
It's
that's 100%
not that
my
bad.
motto.
Because, yeah, you gotta think, like, if someone's playing a weird card,
Yeah.
they're often not doing it
Yes.
for no reason.
And as your point stated, it's a Kavu you could Stubborn
It's a
Denial, and it's a
Kavu,
Kavu
and
that was chosen not to be Stubborn Denial. So.
It's a hasty Kavu you could
Yes.
have Stubborn Denial.
Yeah.
And now it's in play.
Yeah, and it's swinging
only
for 5.
4, actually.
Oh, sorry,
here.
4, yeah.
Yeah. But still out of bolt range and good enough.
And now we're attacking, and we're potentially looting off this attack. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would loot anything useless.
So that was a pretty big buff to Kavu
Max
here.
had a Stubborn Denial and a Leyland in the Guild Pact. Choose to discard the Leyland in the Guild Pact.
Yeah. So I think he might be struggling on lands here. And
I do believe his other land was a Steam Vents, but he did not cast it because it couldn't cast Breakout. Yeah.
Yeah, he needed the green source.
So this is, once again, Raymond on the back foot. Like, see, I think this is the reason why you Stubborn Denial.
Yeah.
Is because the board state was empty and and the Stubborn Denial is gone. And you could have taken this turn to deploy your own threat with Stubborn Denial backup, and now you haven't.
Yes.
So now we're in a situation.
So now, like, you're in check instead of putting your opponent in check.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the tempo was completely swung.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the choice may come back to haunt him, unfortunately.
Right, because like even now, if Raymond's like, I'll meet your threat with my threat. There's so many things that can go wrong. Where
Yes.
Max has removal, he plays the third or the fifth land type.
Yeah.
Right, where it's like, oh, here's Scion. You're like, well,
Yeah.
there's so many ways that I can just ignore this and keep
Absolutely.
going, and then like
Yeah.
the snowball gets a little bigger.
Yeah.
So also, we can do this. Technology.
Perfect.
So there's Tribal Flames, yeah. beat that. But
and then we're holding up an empty board state like Stubborn Denial.
Yeah, so
where it could have been an open board state, just Scion of Draco, right?
Yeah, we could have had this board state the other way.
Completely reversed, yeah.
But now we're back to square one again, and again, kind of Max gets the opportunity to act first.
Max gets to, he's first up to bat again now. Yeah. If he just deploys a threat and holds a counter spell, like we're laughing.
Right. And like the bad part about Stub here is that if Max happens to have second breakout, like Stub's dead now because third land, you're toast.
Mm-hmm. I think you fetch Breeding Pool here. Oh no, Steam Vents. Okay, so it must have been the other land, the other shock land that was in his hand, or maybe I misinterpreted for something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he fetches Steam Vents. So he's got double red, and he has full domain now with 2 red sources.
Yes. Yeah, overlapping red, but otherwise the other 4 colors are there.
Here's a Kavu. Oh, Scion.
Scion. Consign? There's Consign. Okay.
Yeah, and then we're Stubby D'ing that.
Yeah, Stub in response. Right, so again, right, if he had stubbed that first turn, he could have had the mana up for Consign to deal with the Scion, so he didn't have to tap out for Tribal Flames to kill the previous Kavu. So, I mean, this game is a perfect example of how one decision cascades multiple turns down
and modern
affects the rest
punishes
of the
you
game.
in other formats, in ways other formats can't even dream of doing.
Yeah.
Which I think is half the reason why it's one of the most popular constructed formats we've ever had. Yeah.
Right, because like it's not like if this is Legacy and then you have like Force as your kind of like, oopsie, I lost tempo.
Yeah.
Like
70% of the metagame is not on one card. Yeah.
Yes, right. Oh, and there's Stub.
Are we fighting on the stack again, Max? Do you have another? Oh my
God. Wow, they have so many Stubs left in this match. What's going on? Maybe we just fundamentally don't understand this. Huh?
I just think all this is irrelevant if we had removal spells. But for some reason, every player's played out all their counter spells now.
Yeah. We're fighting on the stack, apparently.
Yeah. So, Raymond's on 4. He's sacrificing a combat step against the Scion of Draco in order to just find a top deck situation.
Yeah, because I mean, lethal in play.
Yeah.
And the top deck of the century. Is this Extended Handshake?
No, Wild Nacatl does not fit the bill.
Yeah, Nacatl doesn't do it.
It looks like land something. That's it.
Land scoop, and Max takes it 2-0. 2-0.
Wow. So even though the Leyline of the Guild Pact didn't do its impressive thing, it was still so threatening. Raymond had to answer with the Leyline.
He had to waste a removal spell on it.
Yeah.
Right? On something that is effectively not a threat.
Right.
Right? Like, it's not dealing you damage.
No.
But you still have to answer.
Yes.
Because it wins the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in a game where you're trading threats back and forth, like, that was one extra removal spell that he burned out of Raymond, and that was it.
Could you imagine registering Zoo?
Yeah.
And unfortunately losing to the mirror twice. Well, hopefully Raymond can get there with the next 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So he can break into top 8.
Yeah, that's that's a big oof.
You played the mirror twice and you didn't win twice. It's just unfortunate for Raymond, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Makes you think, like, maybe I don't know this deck as well as I thought I did, huh?
Well, not the mirror. How often do you play against the mirror?
Yeah. It's not a matchup that you write a sideboard guide for, you know? I'm not sideboard guiding for the beer, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not something that's too common, but hey, we had 2 at this RCQ. 33 players, 3 zoo players at least.
3 zoo players.
Like, this is...
An 11th of the field.
Yeah.